Hi, my name is Matt. Welcome to Parm Fam Custom Woodworking. Today I'm going to be building a jig for the table saw behind me. What it's going to be for is we're going to be using it to make a memorial flag box. The jig is going to help us cut the 22.5-degree angle on the bottom of the sides that we need to put it together with. So we'll go ahead and, we've got some scrap plywood here in the shop. We're going to go ahead and get it put together and we'll see what we can do. First thing we're going to do is bring this over to the miter saw here. We're going to make sure we got a flush edge on the bottom side. I'm going to square up this edge here to make sure we start out with two good edges, and then we're going to cut her down to 14 inches. There we go. We got our first board cut. This is going to be the part that goes right up against the slide. I'm going to build a backside box off it, and then some 45 degrees to square her up, make sure she stays square, and we'll go from there. So now what I need is I need 3 pieces at 14 inches each, or 2 pieces, one to go over the top of the fence, and then we'll go down the back side. All right, there's my 2 pieces for that. Now I'm going to go ahead and rip these down. All right, so I'm back over the table saw. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip this piece down. What this piece is going to do is it's going to go on the back edge of here and slide right up tight to the saw. And then I'm going to rip this next piece down. It'll go on top of here, like so. And then this one's going to go on the front side. And they'll make a tight L on here. And then I'll put some 45-degree brackets in there. And that'll keep it all squared up. All right, so there's that. Now what I do is cut some 45-degree angles onto the back side of here. Keep this nice and flush. All right, so we've leveled up. Got to make sure we got a square edge on this side. I'm going to do a square up this end, and then I'm going to cut my 45 from there. All right, so there's both my 45s. Go ahead, I'm going to cut this end off here and put it in there, make sure it levels up right how I want, and we'll go from there. So all I'm doing is using my middle board that I had from the other thing I used in the middle. It gives me a measurement across both of these. Now I can trim it to that, and I should be good to go. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these in 4 inches from each end. All right, so I got this lined up. Give it a quick sand job and sand up these parts a little bit. Put a little glue in, some tack or some brad nails, and then go from there. Take this over to my sanding station. I'm not going to bore you with all the sanding, and I'll be right back. Now I think I'm ready to take this over, glue it up, nail it up. All right, so what I use a little bit of Titebond 2 glue. Put in there. The old best wood glue spreader there is. Spread it out on there nice and good. Got it just about where I want it. Put a few brads in it. I glue up the 45s to put in there. We got a little bit of a damp cloth. Get all of our excess glue out of here, so it doesn't cause a problem on the. We're trying to run it on the table saw. All right, so here it is. I'm going to take it over and see how she fits. Fits a little snug, so I'm gonna have to sand her down a little bit, or possibly take it back apart and see if I can get her to fit a little better.
We took it back over and modified it some, and it slides really well when we put it back on here. What I'm doing here is I'm getting ready to cut a backstop for the jig. I'm going to put it on here and trim her back down to the size I want. Gotta get the table saw started up, get her to run. Make sure you're always using a push stick, can't save your fingers. And I gotta get some kind of a outfeed table on this thing, but here's the piece itself. So it's gonna go parallel, or excuse me, it's gonna be perpendicular to the tabletop itself. And what it's gonna do is allow me to attach the working material to this, so I can clamp it down to this, to the backstop here, and to the jig itself. And it'll allow me to keep my fingers out of the way of the saw blade. It'll allow the piece to be more secure, to be more safe, safer to run it, and it makes it so it's upright the way I want it. And here you can see me actually with a piece up against there. I didn't clamp this one in here, but you'll see here shortly that I do clamp it in, because I kind of struggle there to get it off if you're not paying attention. So then I did have it clamped in here, and this is me running a test run to see if I can get the angles right and see if it runs actually the way I want it to. So I get her put in, run one through, and you're going to see it kicks a piece out there and hits me in the padding. Good thing I'm padded a little. And I take it off, and I was very happy with the cut that came out on this. Being able to hold it, I was happy that the jig worked. It worked the way I wanted it to. So I wanted to test it on the other side. I got the other side to go. That one came out perfect as well. I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you got anything out of this and you like it, please leave a comment for me down below and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. Thanks for watching.